Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thursday I did a study in Revelation 21, and when I went into my prayer closet, talked to the Lord about it, I felt like He was telling me that I needed to show you guys some of these studies. I have screen share on so that I can pull up my Blue Letter Bible app, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. Now, I read in NIV, but when you do go on the Blue Letter Bible app, it's going to show you King James Version, which is fine. I have other versions. I have King James laying around. I think I have everything, every version laying around. Anyways, I was reading, and the Lord doesn't have me do it for every single chapter, but sometimes when I'm reading a chapter, He has me look at the definition of what the word means. And so in 21, starting in verse 6, I'm going to go ahead and read this in the NIV. And then I'm going to take us, let me just type in this real quick to get us where we want to be. If you don't know how to work this app, you just type in whatever scripture that you want, and it will take you there. And we're going to be looking at verse 8. So, but I'm going to read this in NIV. This is what I read it in, and then you can read along on 8 and see the differences in it. He said to me, "It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will give water without cost to the spring of the water of life. Those who are victorious will inherit all this. I will be their God, and they will be my children." Now, verse 8, "But the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, and those who practice magic arts, the idolaters and all liars, they will be consigned to the fiery like a burning sulfur. This is the second death." Now, He had me come on here and look up the definition of those different things listed that will be consigned to the fiery like a burning sulfur. And so if you go in and I go in and tap 8, and then you hit interliner or something. It pulls it up, and then you scroll down. This is what it would read in, I believe that is Hebrew. You go down and it gives you, under Strong's, it gives you the number for each thing. And you go down to what you want to find. And this is what I did. This is what the Lord had me do. He had me study what each of the things mean. So fearful, the unbelieving, abominable, murderers. Hang on, let me go back up here to the fearful. With the fearful, if you tap the 1169, it is going to pull up, and it's going to tell you, if you go down and you look, it'll give you Revelation 21:8 of Christians who through cowardice give way under persecution and apostatize. That's like a big deal. I mean, the meaning is, it's such a big deal, and this is why the Lord wanted me to do that, because He wanted me to see the deep root of the meaning in the words. And so I wrote that down, of Christians through cowardice give way under persecution and apostatize. So fearful is not just being scared, but it's being a coward, given away under persecution. So it's not standing strong for the word of God. You hit the bottom arrow on the page, and you go back. Now it says unbelieving. Oops, I always do that every time. I'm gonna have to go through and click it again. Let me go back to unbelieving, do 571. Unbelieving, it'll give you a bunch of different meanings. Unfaithful, faithless, not to be trusted, incredible of things, unbelieving, incredulous, without trust. And you keep going, it continues to tell you more and more and more and more things. It's, so anyways, untrust is, unbelieving, faithful, or unbelieving is faithless, unbeliever, infidel, thing incredible, which believe not, um, without Christian faith, untrustworthy person or incredible thing, that believe is not, faithless, incredible thing, infidel, unbeliever. Okay, and then you hit the arrow on the page, go back. So he wanted me to see, I'm going to 948, the abominable, to render foul, to cause, to abhor, abominable, to turn oneself away from account of the stench. Wow. So you see here, there's deeper meanings than just what you see. So, my cat is over there scratching stuff. So yeah, if anybody has never did this, he called me to do a deeper study. Man, it was a while ago. It was this year. I had been reading the Bible, reading the Bible, reading the Bible. Sometimes I would look up a word if I wasn't sure what it meant. But he taught me to get this out and to use these tools, because there's little hidden treasures in there, and you may not understand until you get the meaning of things, and then it's actually mind-blowing, the things that he shows you. And so let me go ahead and look at Whoremonger 4205. This had a really big thing. A man, or of course a woman, who prostitutes their body to another's lust for hire. A male prostitute. A man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse. A fornicator. So we know when it says male, it's not just male, it is female. But so those who have sex out of marriage or prostitute themselves, they're all in the same category as a whoremonger, which sounds way worse than a fornicator. But that is what it is considered. But here's one that I really wanted to look at, and I had to go through and go to the other verse. Sorcerers. Many of you know that in Revelation 18, at the end, it says, your merchants were the world's most important people by their sorceries, that all nations were led astray. And I was wondering if this was the same sorcery. So I looked it up, and it's actually not. It is one number off the sorcery, and I will go ahead and look it up after I finish here. Right here, it sounds like it is one who prepares or uses magical remedies, a sorcerer. So, a druggist, a pharmacist, or a prisoner. Okay, a magician or sorcerer. So, this sounds like that it is the pharmacists, those who are messing around, mixing the ingredients. Those are the ones who are going to be in the fiery lake of burning sulfur. Okay, I thought that it was gonna say and let me go back here and pull up the. I'm new on this site, so you'll have to just give me a second and let me go back to this. Okay, Revelation 18, and then I'm just gonna pull. Oops, got a little excited there. Okay, so let me just go ahead and go back to 18, and it is going to be 23, verse 23. So go ahead and interliner that and go down, and I'm going to show you. So the sorceries. Let me look. See, the other one was G5332. This is G5331. and this is the one, to use or the administering of drugs. Poisoning, sorcery, magic arts often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it. Okay, sorcery, witchcraft. So, medication, pharmacy, extension magic, literally, figuratively, sorcery, witchcraft. So, and something was brought to my attention. So I know that a lot of people go to the doctors, they're prescribed medications. I know times are get hard. I know people are probably have a lot of concerns about different things going on, whether they'll have this or whether they'll have that. But I just want to, if you're one of the people that are not, that you count on medication to live or to make it through, a day, then I just really suggest that you just really take things to the Lord and seek Him for direction and healing. And I'm saying this because during hard times, we're able to really start seeing where there possibly could be some idolatry going on in your life when it comes to trusting God, maybe for a medication or asking God for healing. People start freaking out of they're not going to be able to have their medicine, and they really start panicking about that. And I just really ask that you take that to the Lord so that that doesn't become a concern for you as we see the times approaching. We're not sure how long we're going to be here. We know that we're going to be out of here quickly. We know we're not going to see everything, but we don't know how much we're going to see. And so I've just came to the conclusion that if something were to happen to me, if the Lord, which I know it's not, but I mean, we all think of it this way, but if something were to happen to me, I just am ready to go. So let me go. Because if I were to go to the hospital, I don't want blood transfusions because of the tainted blood that there is nowadays. I don't want anybody's blood. I don't want anybody's body parts. I just don't want anything from any other human being that put into my body because of what is going on. So I'm just at this point, I'm very non-trusting of the world and the medical field, and there's no way to go in there and say I want blood that is pure, that has not been tainted by what is going on in the world. You can't just go in there and say that. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm just done with all that. If it's my turn to go, if something were to happen, let me just go. So I just took that before the Lord, although He has told me not one hair on my head will perish before He comes to get me. So He said that to me months ago. So I just, I'm walking in faith and living for Him every single day. So, but I just wanted to give these tools. I felt on Thursday, and the only reason I didn't bring it on Thursday is because my daughter called right when I sat down, or she was wanting to know my YouTube channel, so I gave her a call, and I ended up talking to her for a while, but I felt like I was supposed to bring this to you guys, and so I wanted to be faithful and do it, even if it ended up being a couple days later. So these are great tools for Bible studies. The Lord is able to open your eyes and to show you deeper things through some of these studies. So go through your Word, and if He leads you to look things up, download the Blue Letter Bible app, and it's pretty easy to work with. I mean, easy to figure out. So, all right. God bless you all. I can't wait to meet you. I will see you soon. Until next time.